Hello and welcome to another edition of Stockwatch. As we end the trading week, we hear that Goldman Sachs has issued quite a big statement over its employees returning to work. So if you remember from the previous Stockwatch videos, in the US and UK, the CEO did want, well, the majority of its staff to return back to the office by the end of June, and this coincides with the UK's big revelation day, let's say, where they will lift all restrictions on June the 21st if it still goes ahead. And in the US, Joe Biden did have a 4th of July date in mind for when the economy will get back to normal and people can start working from the office once more. But on top of this, the CEO has actually said that he does want all staff to disclose whether they have had a vaccination or not. And he understands that having a vaccination is a personal choice. However, when people do return to work, they might be segregated to those who have had vaccinations and those who haven't. So it's kind of making a little bit of, let's say, a bit of a plan for when all the staff return to work, should it happen on the date that, the date that the governments do want all the restrictions being lifted. So we'll have to wait and see if this comes into fruition. And the bank had said that in the US, staff could work in the office without a mask if they have actually been vaccinated. So quite a bold statement from Goldman Sachs so far, as the CEO did not like the fact that working from home was something in the long-term plan. I just want to touch on Bank of America as well, because their last CEO, their current CEO joined in 2010, and he kind of revitalized the group and the stock itself, because the stock was tanking at the time after the previous CEO did have scandals and probes related to major acquisitions. So he's actually done very well in the 11 years that he's been in office, but you have to wonder who's going to replace him eventually. He's got no plans to actually be replaced at the moment, but time doesn't stand still for anyone. He is 61 years old now, and they are actually planning to have a successor to him at some point, but Wall Street have been let's say in the dark about it, so we'll have to wait and see what happens in that case. So what will happen with the stock, because it has been so buoyant since he took over, and the turnaround has actually been quite successful. So just want to take a look on Goldman Sachs first of all this morning, and we have this bigger situation in the banking stocks, because obviously the vaccinations are becoming more apparent. The pandemic is kind of taking a little bit of a back seat at the moment. Stocks have just dropped quite significantly in the last 24 hours, but in all, we've had this kind of, like a lot of banking stocks, we've had this kind of hummingbird accentuation to the upside. It's looking like it's not slowing down anytime soon. We are looking to see another test on this trend line onto the upside, and prices trading very far away from the Ichimoku cloud, which is a very, very good indication that prices will keep on pushing higher as well. Just want to take a look on the intraday. As I say, we've had this kind of depreciation in stocks at the moment, but if we can find a bounce on the top border of the Ichimoku cloud, roughly about the 370 zone, then I'll be expecting another push to the upside as well. Not too much in the way of divergences at the moment for the nothing too strong. We're having like a little divergence here, you could say, on the bullish side, but that's nothing significant. What I'm going to see is if we do get more of an indication for a bullish divergence, then I'll be very, very interested to see how much of a bounce we might get roughly at this section here. So just a few things to look out for in the Goldman Sachs headlines. And just on Bank of America as well, as I said, a lot of the banking stocks, as I said, got a very good hummingbird kind of traction going on here. I had some other slight indications that it could actually drop a bit lower around this area, but obviously it's bounced up, and now we're looking for more impetus to the upside as well. So yeah, to the upside, as I said, we're looking for another test to fresh highs. We have actually dipped into the Ichimoku cloud at the moment, so if we do see more of a pull down, then we could actually fall down to roughly about the $40 range, but we'll see how that goes in the next few trading sessions. Obviously the RSI has really started to push further downwards, but there is obviously a nice divergence here which gives us a hidden bullish divergence. So I'm going to see if we do get a bit of a bounce, and how far up we can get to as well. So just a few things to look out for in the banking sector as we head into the last session of the week. So that's all from the Stockwatch today. Thank you very much for joining me. If you have any comments or queries, as usual, please feel free to add them to the post, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a great trading day ahead, and bye for now.